And we are on the air. FSBRacing.com. Pro Cup Series, Texas. Last race before the chase starts here at FSB Racing in the Cup Series. As we see some happy hour action there with Rick and Guy getting a little tangle there and scrolling through the field. And it looked like we got about 16, 17 cars tonight. A little light on the field tonight. But we got Matt Watkins on the pole, Mark DeSenza outside pole, Robert Bokum, Ken Ron round out top 4, top 5, Sean Johnson. And the real story here in the Pro Cup is the points. This is the last race before the chase. And as you can see, Matt Watkins is your leader, but the race isn't for first by any means. The race is for 10th and maybe 9th and maybe even 8th. As you can see, Ken Ron sitting in 8th, 421. Troy Knoll in 11th, 408. That's only 13 points, folks. And 13 points can be had in this race if something bad happens to one and something good happens to another. Derby Don holding down that last precious chase spot, just 3 points ahead of Troy, just 8 points ahead of TG, and just 9 points ahead of Pops. That is going to be the race that we're going to be watching tonight, folks. Sure, we're going to watch to see who wins this race because that's always important. But what's really important is how these guys are going to really race their guts out to try to make this chase. Pops has a great chance. A top 5 finish could shake the points up. That's simple. A guy going out early, another guy getting a top 5, and things change. Of course, a win by any of those guys would be huge and would virtually lock them into the chase as well. So there is a win and you're in kind of mentality for Pops, TG, Troy, and even Derby Don with the one win. And if you're Derby Don, you got to make the chase here. You got some bonus points coming to you right now with the one win, and it's something that you'd like to carry into the chase. As you can see, besides Matt, who's dominating in his 12 starts, 6 poles, 5 wins. It'll be a very interesting run as we get the grid. We're going to go big here. And let's bring Matt Watkins to the forefront as the pole sitter.
Drivers, start your engines.
We get the command to start engines. And Matt's going to lead them off of pit lane. Let's take a look at these cars. Some nice rides here in the Pro Cup Series. There we see our pole sitter, the 15 of Matt Watkins, Plants versus Zombies 2, Camry. 6 car of Mark DeSenza in the Boca Motorsports Camry. 303 of Ken Ron in the GoPro Impala. Here's the 22 of Ryan Tracy in the Zine Studios Dodge Charger. Sean Johnson in the Swift Impala, number 5 car. There's Derby Don in the Kokanee beer. TG right to the left of him there, and I think we're down the back stretch here, so we're going to get ready for some green flag racing. Matt will lead him down. And there we see our pace car getting ready to pull off on the pit lane. Texas Motor Speedway, 1.5 mile D-shaped oval. It's very similar looking to Charlotte. Pace car's off, and we're getting ready for some green flag racing. The green flag is out. Matt leads them across the line, and away we go, as they say at the horse track. And remember, FSB rules, there's no passing till the backstretch, so these guys will stay in line here as they come out of 2, and now the race is on. And again, if you're one of these guys in 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, you gotta be careful here. You do not want an early exit and a quick end to your chase run. Gotta play it safe. Might even be better to play it a little more conservative than maybe you would normally like to. But that's what you got to do to make the chase. I mean, you got to do whatever it takes to make the chase. So if it means finishing 9th, then finish 9th. If it means getting the top 3, then you got to do what you can to get that top 3. And if you don't have the car, you don't have the car. But you got to give that a run, and you got to know where everyone's been sitting in relation to you as well. So these guys are going to be doing a lot of F2 checking. Where's so-and-so? Where's Pops? Where's Derby? Where's Troy? And it'll be an interesting run as we get 134 laps of racing here. Long race here at Texas. And we see the 15 of Matt Watkins and the 6 of Mark DeSenza have pulled away slightly from the 18 of Robert Bokum in 3rd. 303 Ken Ron 4th. And there's Ryan Tracy, the 22 car. Right on Ken's tail there. And Sean and looks like Derby bringing up the next 2 spots. And like I said, if you're Derby, you're in 10th place, you're in right now. You got to make sure you finish ahead of those guys in 11th, 12th, and 13th. That's really all he needs to do. He doesn't have to worry about anyone ahead of him. He just needs to worry about the 3 guys breathing down his neck. That would be Pops, Troy, and TG. And right now he sees TG right behind him. So he's going to be needing to keep aware of where he's sitting at any given point and see what he can do. And there's the 52 of Rick Johnson safely in the chase. The 151 of Guy Petra. Also one of those guys maybe on the borderline with a bad finish. A guy with a solid top 10 here would definitely get in. And there we see the 19 car Troy Higgins, 16 of Dan Francisconi, 69 of Doug Tevick. As we complete lap 6, going to lap 7. And there we see the 99 of Pops Margison, the other hopeful of the chase. And Pops is going to need a good run. He's going to have to make up about, he's going to have to finish about 9 or 10 positions ahead of Derby, which may not be easy with the small field. But we shall see as things go on. And there's we see the 17 of T. Roy, 42 of Scott Tracy. And riding shotgun on the field right now is the 83 of Steve Weber. I don't think that will last for much longer, though. Webb has had a great season so far. Some bad luck here and there, but he's been fast, and he's put his car up there a few times this season. Pro Cup racing, not easy. Every win is precious, and you can see the 15 and the 6, as we go back to the front, has really outpaced the 18 of Robert Bokum, who's leading, we'll say, the second pack. But, Robert's a tire guy. He knows how to save those tires, man. And at Texas, tire wear can become an issue. This is original Texas, meaning this is a track that came with the original NR 2003 game. The original tracks tend to be very abrasive on tires. And if you're not careful, you can drive these tires right off the car in about 10 or 15 laps, and then you'll be screaming for tires while everyone else, or those who have managed to keep them fresh, it's going to put you at a huge disadvantage here. This is a race where guys kind of come back to you if you're a tire manager kind of guy. And I think that's what Robert's saying. He's like, you don't need to lead laps right now. The only lap that matters, and Robert will tell you this, just like any one of these guys, the only lap that matters is the last lap. So no reason to push the car too much right now. He's staying in the lead of that second pack, and that's good enough right now. as we see the two leaders drive by, and then the rest of the pack kind of splitting up here. And as we say that, Derby Don gets to the inside of Sean Johnson to make the nice clean pass. And that's where the passing happens here at Texas. You get a run, you get a nice draft off a guy down especially the back stretch, which is straight. Of course, the front stretch isn't really a true front stretch. It's kind of in segments, as you can see here on the screen. You kind of come off and you make kind of like a little left, and then you go straight, and then you make another little left, kind of like two dog legs. And in between the two dog legs is the start-finish line before you get into, whoa, and Sean shoots out. Don't know what happened there, but he must have got out of shape there and shot to the bottom, and he's allowed a bunch of guys to get underneath him. I don't know if there's a little glitch there on his part or he got loose, but safely navigated that, as the rest of the field did as well. And we see 17 T-Roy way off the pace. Looks like he may have even made an unscheduled stop. We're going to have to, as we see the running order there at the bottom, we can also check the running order here, and we do see that he did make a pit stop because he's 2 laps down already. In 17th place, 16 cars on the lead lap. And we're completing lap 15 right now. Fuel run, you're probably looking at 25, maybe up to 30 laps. I wouldn't think there'd be much beyond 30 for these tires unless we got some masters of tire saving. So I may eat my words as we see a green flag stops happen in the future. But I think about around 30-ish should be a good window for him. We see Matt Watkins continuing with a comfortable lead. Mark settled into second, about a couple tenths off of him. And there we see that second pack, not really a pack, I would say. Kind of everyone following the leader right now, Robert Bokum and Ken Ron continuing their 3rd and 4th place runs. There's Derby Don now up to 5th. So Derby doing what he needs to do early in this race. Nice position there, and there right behind him is the 52 Rick Johnson, who had a couple of tough races and lost some position there in the chase, but he's solidly in. And we'll see if Rick can go from 4-time to 5-time. And a little separation there behind Rick. And there we see leading that next group is 19 of Troy Higgins, 53 T.G. Reese, and 22 of Ryan Tracy. And there we see one of Derby's chase competitors, 99 of Pops Marguson, 151 of Guy Petra right behind him. Everyone looking pretty groovy right now, as you using a 70s term there. And we see Sean, who was right up there. I think he was in about fifth or sixth place. He's now behind Guy Petra, but he seems to have hooked up with them. And everything seems to be okay with the car. He doesn't seem to be running off pace or anything like that. And in fact, he's following Guy as they get around the 99 of Pops Marguson here. And Pops is maybe used up those tires. You never know. This is about the time, lap 19, that if you were tough on your tires, you may be going, why was I so tough on my tires? And there we see the 83 and 42, and there's the 17 to T-Roy. Bringing up the rear here, 2 laps down. I don't know if something happened with T-Roy or if he hit the wall and had to go in. But it's going to be a long night for T-Roy, I think, here. And when we see Matt continuing to lead, he's led everything since the green flag has fallen here at Texas. We are on lap 21 of 134 laps. And I'd say within 10 laps, right around, I'd say, 9-10 laps from now, I think we should start seeing some guys hitting those pits. You may see a great battle between Rick Johnson, Derby Don, and there's Ken Ron going backwards, as we said. Tough on tires here, and trying to keep up with the likes of Matt Watkins, DeSenza, Bokum. You can really use up your equipment trying to keep pace with those guys. They're the cream of the crop here at FSB, and it's tough. And we see that Rick has moved past Derby Don, and Rick is now the new third place runner. Derby Don now up to fourth. Ken moving backwards now up down into sixth place, and looks like the 19 of Troy Higgins has moved up a little here, and he's trying to break that top 5 here and run down Derby Don. Nice run so far by Troy. And Troy has been having some really good runs lately, so I don't see that ending anytime soon. And I think, and there we see the 53 TG Reese getting a little kiss off the wall. And trust me, you do not want to do that at Texas. You need aerodynamics is very important here at Texas. And if your car gets a little body damage, could mean, maybe just a mile or two an hour, but that's huge at Texas. So we'll keep an eye on TG and see if that affects his race at all. And as we go back to the front, we see that Robert Bokum is now putting his tire strategy into work as he's closing down on the 15 of Matt Watkins, and has already passed the 6 his teammate Mark DeSenza, who obviously isn't going to fight him for a position there when he sees Robert coming. I'm sure they're in well communication. Bokum Motorsports is really the premier team this season, basically leading every single category. And there we see Matt giving way to Robert. Really no fight here, and no surprise either for the veteran Matt Watkins, who doesn't really need to do much here, just needs to survive. Of course, if he'd love to win and get some more bonus points, if he's like me, I'm greedy, and if I'm in a solid chase position, why not go for a win? I mean, if you finish last here, it doesn't matter. If you win, it does matter. So Matt Watkins just looking for wins. That's just Robert Bokum, especially Robert. Matt with 5 wins, Robert with only 2. But yeah, and I say only 2. Yes. Because usually he has, let's see, we're in week 14. He usually has about 10 right now in most series. But here, this is Pro Cup, man. You got to come correct every single race. And, of course, he missed a race, which doesn't help either. But Robert would love a win here and bite into that bonus point lead that Matt Watkins is going to enjoy come next race. There we see the 6 of Mark DeSenza. And there's the next pack here, as we call it now, and it looks like it is turned into a 3-car pack here. Rick Johnson, Derby Don, and the 19 of Troy Higgins, and Troy goes right around Derby Don. A lot of give and take now from these guys as the tires wear out. You got to be careful here. This is where, abrupt maneuvers, the car could get out from under you because of those worn tires. So you got to be really careful. When we see the 303 of Ken Ron really going backwards, must have really used that equipment up in 4th place there, and it's always a danger here at Texas as we see the leaders come by and complete another lap. We're at lap 29, so I have a feeling there's going to be some pit stops in our future. So far, I don't see any takers. We can take a look here at pit lane. And there you see, there's the shot of pit lane looking down from kind of the start-finish line down to the end of pit lane. There we see the leaders going by. And there we see the next group of 3 going by, and there's the rest of the pack. And so far, no takers on pit lane. And that group there, this group of 5 here has really kept their pace. Sean's been glued to the back bumper, 151 of Guy Petra for quite a while now. There's this. We see the 69 of Doug Tevick, 22 of Ryan Tracy, and the 53 of TG, who did clip that wall, but doesn't look any worse for wear. I don't see any body damage visible, which is always a good thing. And up to the next pack, Derby Don, Rick Johnson, Troy Higgins. Troy really on an impressive run here. Really did a great job of saving some tires and still has something for this final laps of this run. That's what you got to do here at Texas. That's the way to do it, Troy. Good job, buddy. And there we see some pit stops are starting to take place. We see the 303 of Ken Ron in the pits getting service. And if we go down pit lane again here, we'll watch all the way to the far end of the picture there. We'll see the leaders coming around. And there we see the two leaders of Robert Bokum and Matt Watkins. And there we see pass for the lead as Matt Watkins goes around Robert Bokum. There we see the third place car of Troy Higgins. And the rest of the field now strung out, and we can see we got some pit stops coming into play now. And there we see Mark DeSenza in, Rick Johnson's in. There we see Derby Don in. So basically the whole field sans Watkins and Bokum, who are coming in now. You can see painfully slow here, 45 mile an hour speed limit. Cannot speed. Speeding is the kiss of death. We see the one lap ahead of guys leaving. And Robert overshoots his pits, had to back up. That's a mistake by Robert Bokum. Advantage Matt Watkins. Matt barely across the line there too. Just enough space to service those tires, and away Matt goes. And Robert, as you can see there with that backing up, lost a little ground to Matt Watkins here as they get back up to speed. And again, we'll see where we join up on the field as Matt comes around. And remember, he cannot enter until right about there, right as the transition from the back straight to the turn 2. And there we see the 6 of Mark DeSenza, who pitted the lap before. Goes around Matt Watkins. He was up to speed quicker than Matt Watkins, but I don't think Matt's worried about that too much. As we see, the 151 and the 5 are the last two cars to pit, and we see the big gap there. The 5 is just a couple tenths off of Guy, but then we see the 6 car of Mark DeSenza 24 seconds back. Of course, that gap is all going to go away as soon as those two finally come in for their service, which should be any second now, if not already. And we see everyone seems to have gotten out okay. And then we see the 5 of Sean Johnson rejoining the field in 11th place, 12 seconds back. So you can see Derby. You can see there that Pops in 15th. Pops is one of those challengers for that final chase spot. He's got some work to do as he's buried back in 15th place. So we'll see if a lot of laps still for Pops. Just a little under 100 laps still remaining in this race. So still a long ways to go, but not where you really would prefer to be if you had a choice, of course. And there we see the 22 and now the 19 of Troy Higgins. Must have not had the greatest pit stop because he was well ahead of Derby Don when those stops gone. But now Derby is pulled out away from him, and he's pressing Robert Bokum for that position. There we see Rick Johnson and the top 2 there of Mark DeSenza and Matt Watkins. So a little jumble here. If we look at the standings, the 15 and the 18 were the leaders coming into the green flag stops, and now they're 2nd and 4th respectively. Mark DeSenza was in 3rd place, and now he's your leader. Rick was in 5th place, and now he's up to 3rd. Derby Don was in 6th, he's up to 5th. And the real loser here was Troy Higgins, went from 4th to 6th. Not too big of a loss there, and Troy, it looks like he's doing a tire management runs right now. So I wouldn't be surprised come next green flag stops, if we stay green, to see Troy again back up into that 3rd, 4th position. We see Mark pulled out slightly on that. And Rick Johnson trying to chase him down, or is he? Again, to chase these guys down only to have no equipment left really is a tough dilemma for these drivers. Do I run, get the spot, and let them come back to me? Or do I play it cool and not worry about who's getting away from me and just run my race? And Robert's one of the masters at that, and he said over and over, he stresses that if you decide you're going to do a fuel run, or in this case a tire run, you have to commit to it from lap 1 of that decision. You can't go 5 laps hard, then say, okay, I'll save, and then go 5 laps hard, and then say, okay, it just doesn't work that way. You heat up the tires too much, and your savings is out the window on those hard runs. So you have to have that mindset that says, it's okay if these guys get away from me right now. I'm going to run my laps. I'm going to hit my marks. I'm going to run my times that I'm comfortable with. I'm going to keep the tires, under 220 degrees, 210 degrees, and I'm going to make these things last. And the guys that don't, you're going to see them dropping back very quickly, and the pace is dramatic here. 28s, you saw the qualifying times, low 28s. Racing times, we can quickly look at the fast laps here. We see Guy Petra on the top of the speed chart at a 28.171. As the run wears on, these guys are going to be in the low 29s very quickly, and you'd really love to maintain that low 29 pace for as many laps as possible. And it doesn't do any good to run 28.1, 28.1, 28.1 for 10 laps and then have junk for 20 laps. So that's what is facing these guys here at Texas. And continue, we see Derby Don, we watched him get around Robert Bokum. And then we see the 52 of Rick Johnson desperately trying to catch the top 2. And there's a good shot of the top 2. The 6 and the 15 continue to hold station at the front of the field. There we see Rick Johnson about a second behind, about a second and a half. And Derby Don bringing up 4th, Robert Bokum 5th, Troy Higgins 6th. But as you can see, the gap that Troy had is already closing up as Troy manages those tires, and guys that didn't, not guy, but guys, plural, that don't manage their tires are going to find Troy right on their back bumper and finding Troy going around them and watching Troy go away from them. But right now, Mark DeSenza and Matt Watkins have the field covered. Nice, comfortable lead over 3rd place Rick Johnson. And then we see finally some guys in touch with each other. The 49 Derby Don, the 18 Robert Bokum, and the 19 of Troy Higgins. And you can see he's really on back bumper of Robert Bokum. And Robert's a guy that won't worry about what anyone else is doing around him. If Troy's faster and gets the spot on him, he'll give it to him. I think Robert right now realizes now that he's kind of messed up that first pit stop here, that it's all tire savings on this run. He's not so far out of touch. And then you see he got a nice little run there in the draft off of Derby Don. Dove to the inside and picks up the position from Derby. So Robert Bokum up to 4th now. Derby back to 5th. Troy remains in 6th, but he's looking like he wants another position here. And Derby, you can see, is taking that high line, which really is not the preferred line. You can run it. You can maybe be a little gentler on your tires because you're not turning as sharp. But your lap times are going to be a little slower. But your tire savings may offset that as time goes on. We see the 69 there, Doug Tevick, off the pace and into the pit lane. Definitely too early for a regular green flag stop. And we see Doug in the pits as the guys circle around, and Doug is out of the race. I don't know if something happened or if he just didn't want no more. But Doug Tevick looks like he has retired from the race. And as we go back to the standings, we see the retired stamp next to the 69 car. So Doug is the first car out of the race. He'll finish 17th. And that's that. And we're on lap 52 of 134. Like we said, green flag stops happened at about lap 30, 31, 32. So doubling that up, we're looking at lap 60, 61 for some green flag stops. And I think we're going to see that. It's really a long green run here by the Pro Cup boys. Very impressive. And we can see the lead that has been built by these two front runners, Mark DeSenza and Matt Watkins, from this far-off shot. You see nice shots of Texas Motor Speedway. See the 6 and the 15 going down the backstretch there. And there we see the condos up in turn 2 there. And this is that front stretch that I was telling you about. You can see they come off the turn. There's a dog leg right there. They cross the start-finish line. Another little dog leg, and then you're into turn 1. So you could call it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-turn track if you wanted to. And fast speeds. We're talking 190 mile an hour plus down the back straight, almost closing in on 200 miles an hour as they get into the turns here. Very high speed track. But we can see that lead that they've built up now is quite significant, as we probably are within 5, well, maybe not 5, 6, 7, 8 laps from green flag stops again. And when you build up that kind of lead on green flag stops, it really puts the pressure on the rest of the field to be so clean in the pits that sometimes when you try to be perfect in the pits, you end up making a mistake, speeding, shooting your pit overshooting, getting too close to the wall, having contact with someone else. So we'll see if this pressure that DeSenza and Watkins are putting on the field is going to pay off come these next green flag stops. And there we see Derby Don. We can see these guys have spread out a little. They were running kind of in a pack there, but we see that the 18 and the 19 have been able to get around Rick Johnson. So Rick back to 5th place. Derby Don 6th. Derby Don wants to have 5th. I'm sure he would prefer 5th to 6th. And he's a Canadian, so, you know. Hey, what can you say? We'll see him in the Aero Series in his wild demo derby paint job, the Crazy Canuck. But we can see here that Robert's still going steady. And you can see the gap that has been opened up, though, by Matt and Mark. And that's going to be tough to overcome here. You're going to have to overcome that with some strategy. If everything stays as is, that's going to be a hard amount of track space to make up without a yellow flag. So we'll see how that plays out here as we're hitting lap 60. I would suspect we're going to start seeing some guys peeling off in the pit lane. There we see pit lane. And we see no action on pit lane. Now we do see some action, and no surprise, Ken Ron coming down. He was the first one down on the first stops, so it makes sense that he would be the first one down on the second set of stops. And he brings it down 45 miles an hour in the pits as the field circles around. And we'll see if others are any takers here. There we see Mal Watkins and Mark DeSenza. And now Matt is trying to pull away from Mark as we hit lap 62, so we're about getting ready for the field to start thinking about the second stop here. There we see Robert Bokum going by. There's the 19 of Troy Higgins going by. There's 49 of Derby Don going by down the back stretch. Keep an eye on pit lane here. See no takers so far. There we see the 52 of Rick Johnson going by and 22 of Ryan Tracy. There's the 5 of Sean Johnson. And so far no takers. And there we see the 151 of Guy Petra, 53 of TG, and the 16 of Dan Francisconi. They need to start hustling there. You don't want to get lapped. And there we see the leaders. And there we see the back of the field. So the leaders are closing in on the tail enders. And still no stops here as we hit lap 64. Calculations might have been a little off on that first run. It might have been lap 32, 33 or so. So if we add 33 and 33, we come out to 66, of course. And we're on lap 65. So let's see how accurate that is, since I already blew it. And still, we see now the 6 of Mark DeSenza leaders in. 6 of Mark DeSenza, 49 of Derby Don. Are the only 2 cars that look like have come in. And some guys are getting a little better fuel money, but now again, lap times. Here we see the stops taking place now, and there's I think that's the 22 of Ryan Tracy in, and there we see the 6 of Mark DeSenza getting his service, and he's out and away. And there we see the 49 of Derby Don getting his service out and away. 52 of Rick Johnson also serviced and out and away. So nice stops from those 3. See the 99 of Pops Margison, who really needs to get some fire under that car if he wants to make this chase. And 53 TG Reese now coming down pit lane. TG's another one of those potential chase contenders that need something good to happen tonight. And right now, as we see, he is in 7th position, which isn't too bad, as the green flag stops continue to be made. And there we see the 19 of Troy Higgins in, and the 18 of Robert Bokum. And there we say 19 of Troy Higgins had to back up. And a slight mistake on pit lane amplifies onto the track. And we see cars coming in, coming out. The 18 of Robert Bokum there getting his service. I have not seen the 15 of Matt Watkins yet, though. Don't know if I missed him. Oh, there he is. I knew he was around there somewhere. The 15 of Matt Watkins, your leader in the pits. He gives up that lead. Let's see. Everything looks okay so far. Everything looks okay so far. Jack drops. Matt is away. Nice stop by Matt. You see the 5 of Sean Johnson in. Serviced. Up and away. Here we see the 151 of Guy Petra in for service. Ooh, that doesn't look good that the 19 of Troy Higgins is back in the pits. Did he get a penalty? Is he going to drive through here? He's already passed it. Yeah, that was a drive-through penalty by Troy Higgins. And I'm sure he's not going to be happy with that. He had a great car tonight. He was running with the leaders. He was really reeling them in, actually. And that's a tough break there for Troy Higgins. Gets a caution, though, and things can change. But so far, we've gone green since the start of this race. And trying to catch back up to speed here with the leaders. And then we can see some traffic. And there we see Matt Watkins working it. Already putting Pops and Steve Weber lapped down. And the 18 of Robert Bokum up to second. Actually, my bad. Sorry, Mark. Mark DeSenza is your leader. And he's so far out in front I didn't even know he was leading the race. Very impressive stop and run by Mark DeSenza, who has opened up quite a decent lead, a 2.6 second lead over second place Matt Watkins, third place Robert Bokum, 3.5 seconds behind. Derby Don in fourth. Derby Don running the proper race, and there we see the 52 Rick Johnson. Really, those 5 cars have been up in the basically the top 5 all night as we're past halfway, and we're looking at about 73 laps remaining, which is 2+ stops. So these guys stopped at about lap 60, let's say 67. If we add 33 to that, we come out to 100. We will see about lap 100 if these guys decide to pit again. Mark with a nice comfortable lead, a 2.65 second lead as you see on the racetrack there. Robert Bokum second behind Matt in third, and Derby 4 seconds behind in fourth. And him and Rick are really the only two in contact with each other. As you can see, the spacing has been quite dramatic here at Texas as this race has stayed green. That really separates the field. And there we see our leader, Mark DeSenza. Second place, Matt Watkins. Here we see the 83 and 99 of Steve Weber and Pops Markuson, lap down. Pops would like to take that position, though. Every position Pops makes is precious. There we see third place, Robert Bokum. Seeing if he can catch some draft there and run Matt Watkins down. 16 of Dan Francisconi also a lap down. And there we see our next 2 lead lap cars, the 49 Derby Don, 52 Rick Johnson. And those two, if they stay nose to tail and just kind of work together, they may be able to make some headway here, as individual cars are probably at a slight speed disadvantage than 2 cars hooked up. But if they get the racing, then all that's out the window. But right now you can see the 49 and 52 nose to tail, and trying to get that draft working. Quick check of any updates on fastest lap. We still see the 151 with that 28 at 171 has set the marker. No one else has come to beat it. But what's interesting, and you can see here that a fast lap time doesn't necessarily equal success on the track. Dominating so far, the 6 of Mark DeSenza. He's 4th quick. Second place, Matt Watkins is 9th quick. And third place, Robert Bokum isn't even in the top 10 in speed. So you can see that shows that. Here we see Robert Bokum, 16th fastest. I mean, come on. We know that. If any stat is a meaningless stat, that proves it right there, with the 18 car Robert Bokum shown to be like the 2nd slowest lap time of all the fast laps that these guys have run, and he's comfortably in 3rd position here. So speed is important, but one-off laps are not important, and especially at Texas with the tire wear. And I think that's what a lot of these fast speed cats are finding out, that yeah, I ran 2 really fast laps, but now I'm paying for it later in the run, and everyone's going by me again. And Matt continues to dog Mark, but is he getting anywhere? The numbers say yes. He was down 2.65 seconds. He's now down to 2.04 seconds. However, the 3.5 second lead that he's continued to have over Robert Bokum has stayed intact. So Matt Watkins moving up, and Robert holding station, and then we see the 49 and 52 just staying nose to tail. You can see only a couple tenths separate the two. So maybe those guys are working together after all. And we see the 151 of Guy Petra doing what he can do to stay on the lead lap. If we bring this back up, we'll see that there are only 10 cars on the lead lap. And Guy Petra's number 10. So he desperately wants to stay on the lead lap. With this race looking to go green, you don't want to go a lap down. But can you fight it is the question. Here we see the 22 going underneath the 303. And there we see the 52 of Rick Johnson. We can see that they have now separated. And there we see the 19 of Troy Higgins, who had that penalty. And I forgot to take a look at where that put him. We see the 19 car is currently one lap down, along with the 83 and 99. So we got 3 cars a lap down, 83, 99, and 19. And Troy, obviously, with a really fast ride tonight. As you can see, he's going by some of the faster cars. Rick Johnson, Derby Don, just really went by him very easily. And looks like Troy's got a really nice handle on this track, but that mistake might come back and bite him and haunt him for the rest of this race, as we're on lap 84 of 134. Laps are winding down quickly here, 50 laps to go. And there we see Robert Bokum in some heavy traffic, 99, 17, 16, all around him. All these guys are lap down cars. So Robert's got to kind of tiptoe around them. Most of these guys, once they're lapped down, they're pretty professional and sportsman about it. They're not going to hold back a leader, one of the lead lap cars. So if Robert gets up to Pops, I'm sure Pops will give him plenty of room to make a pass if that's what Robert wants to do. It looked like a little clutching there by Robert Bokum in the corner as well. Maybe some fuel saving going on as he's trying to maybe stretch out this run and see if he can change his luck here, because as it's going right now, it is Mark DeSenza's race. But before I even finish that sentence, we see that Matt Watkins is only 1.5 seconds behind. So that went from 2.6 to 1.5 in about 5-6 laps. So Matt is still slowly moving up on Mark. I don't know if Mark is pedaling the car nice and easy, keeping nice clean tires, keeping them green. In NR 2003, if you look at your tire situation, you can see the tire temperatures, inner, middle, outer of each tire. A lot of guys like to look at that to see if they're burning up the right sides. If you see that temperature shoot over 200 degrees, if it hits 220, you're probably really hurting those tires, and it's very hard to cool them back down. If you keep them at around 200, you'll notice the car just keeps going and going and going until you run out of fuel. So that's the key for these guys, keeping those tire temps. And then you get another look at the wear, and the wear is indicated in NR 2003 with color. Green means the tire is clean and in good shape and got max grip. As that green bar that you would see goes away, it will turn yellow. Yellow, just like we know in the race, the yellow is a caution. The yellow on your tires is cautioning you that these tires are wearing out. If you continue to run through the yellow portion of the tire, you'll get to red. And you don't want to be red. Red, dead. That tire could let go basically at any moment, and they have. And your spotter generally tries to help you with that. If you're not paying attention to it, he'll give you a call and saying you need to pit for some tires, or tires are tore up. But sometimes they don't, and you get a surprise. All of a sudden you go into a turn, your right front lets go, and then you're into the wall saying, what the heck happened? And then you look and you realize you don't have a tire anymore there. So Mark taking it nice and easy. And that has allowed the 15 of Matt Watkins to close even closer now, and we're soon to look like maybe a lead change here, as maybe Mark's just running his own race, and if Matt is running a different style of race, then so be it for Mark. I know Mark wants to win this race, though. Again, bonus point for the guys that are locked in. Want to win this race. They want to get 3 more bonus points. It's the only way you're going to win the Pro Cup Series, which is the most difficult trophy to win. You gotta maximize your points every possible chance, and Matt Watkins knows that. Matt Watkins has 5 wins. That's 15 bonus points. This will give him 18 if he wins this. He knows that the next guy only has 6 points bonus wise. So that's a huge. That's 12 positions on the track Matt Watkins can start the chase with. And you give a guy like Matt Watkins 12 positions on the track, you might as well not even race. So these guys have to prevent Matt Watkins from winning. And at the same time, the guys that are locked in want to get that win to narrow that commanding margin that he's going to enjoy once these points reset after this race. And there we see Matt going by the start-finish line and starting on lap 94. And like I said, around lap 100, maybe 100 to 105, I would suspect we'll start seeing some guys coming in again for their third, yes, 1, 2, 3 green flag stops so far at Texas. And very impressive running by these guys. No cautions. Yeah, it's a shorter field than we're used to seeing here in Pro Cup. But still, this is not an easy track to stay clean and green. But they're doing it. And there we see, as we speak, we saw the 303 of Ken Ron in for service. And if we remember, and I'll make you remember, that Ken Ron was also the first car in on the first green flag stop and the first car in on the second green flag stop. So, with that said, Ken has started off the official green flag stops. And there we see the 53 TG Racing. The rest of these guys continuing to circle the track. 5 of Sean Johnson, 22 of Ryan Tracy. There we go back to our leader, Matt Watkins. When will Matt pit? Now, last time, if you heard me, if you were watching the broadcast at the second green flag stops, I wonder where Matt Watkins was. He stayed out at least a lap beyond everyone else, I think. And unusual, he did not pit with the rest of the guys he was running with. They came in, he went around a couple more times, and then he came in. And maybe it's paid off for him. Getting out of sequence with the rest of the guys has maybe helped his cause here as he continues to lead. And who we don't see is Mark DeSenza, so Mark must be in the pits. As we scroll through the field here. There we see the 6 of Mark DeSenza just finishing up his service, and away he goes. So Mark using a different strategy here than Matt and the rest of the leaders of this race. He's pitting early. These guys are doing almost like fuel runs. He's doing tire runs. And Mark looked like he did a great job of taking care of those tires in that last run. So the short pit stop, maybe a little cause for concern, as 35 laps remaining right now. The window, as I said, is probably 32, 33. So I think the guys that are outright, I think the guys that already pitted are gonna really have to soft pedal the car to make it on fuel for and keep some semblance of tires underneath the car at 35 laps. That's really pushing the limits of the tires here at Texas. And as we get to that number, we see we're inside that number. There's 34 laps to go. I think when we get to about 30, we'll see these guys come in. So probably about 3 or 4 more laps for these leaders. And then we see the 18 of Robert Bokum. Some guys have pitted. As we can see, they're not there anymore. And I was just about to say, I bet you the 49 and the 52 pitted together. They did. They come out together. So a little cooperation. Co-opetition as DW likes to call it, as Derby and Rick Johnson get back up to speed. We see Matt Watkins go around and putting him a lap down. Not that that's too big of a concern here, as we know that as soon as Matt pits, they're going to come all the way back around. And there we see Matt into the pits. Let's follow Matt Watkins down. You see he locks up the brakes at the checkpoint there, 45 miles an hour. You can be a little faster with the foot on the brake and slowing. You may get a little leeway there. Matt Watkins, one of the best pit stop guys in the business here, and he's going to show us how it's done as he comes down to that very first stall, parks nicely, does not slide through the pit as a couple of other guys did, and we see the 19 of Troy Higgins, who had that bad break with apparently a speeding penalty pit lane and had to do a drive-through, and that cost him a lap. He's a lap down to the leaders. And there we see Matt light up the tires in the second gear as he gets back up to speed. Remember, you cannot merge until you hit kind of like the point between the turn and the straightaway. So Matt has to stay down on the apron, and there he goes. He's back up to speed. He's down the backstretch, and there we see scrolling through the rest of the field, going back down, looking at pit lane there. We see the 151 of Guy Petra pulling out. Here's the 15 of Matt Watkins. Let's check our scoring. And we see that the same scenario has kind of played out here, where Mark DeSenza with that early pit stop and the fresher tires, as the rest of the guys had the older tires, was able to get in, get out, and get back up to speed. And he's enjoying, as Matt crosses the line here, a 4-second. Now, so last time with Matt Watkins, it was only about a 3-second lead max, right as they came back out from the pits. This time it's 4 seconds. So I have to say, advantage DeSenza. 4 seconds in 30 laps. Can Matt Watkins do it? And again, the other race, Derby Dawn in 10th place in the chase, in the standings. 10th place, last car to make the chase here. There's no wild cards in our chase, just top 10. Win and you're in is not part of our chase. It's just strictly based on the top 10 point getters. If you do happen to have wins and you're in the top 10, you get 3 bonus points per win. That's all there is. There's no wild cards. There's no if you win, you're automatically in or anything like that. So Derby Dawn in 10th, doing the exact thing that if you told him before the race what you need to do is to do this to make the chase, he's doing it. Sure, he's half a lap back from the leaders. And looks like we might have a caution. As the field slows, we do have a caution. Oh, and I think Ryan is a little shorter. Let's take a look at that and see. Yeah, we can see the back end is mashed in too. There it is. Yeah, it looks like he got onto the apron there, and that upset the car hard into the outside wall as some guys sneak by down on the inside, and he just spins lazily down to the apron. And yeah, a bad break there for Ryan. He was running there, you can see, in the 7th position. Last car on the lead lap. And that might have cost him because he's now not on the lead lap, and 53 of T.G. Reese is showing last car on the lead lap. And it looks, actually, if I look at this correctly, the 303 and the 151 have got their laps back. And there we see, if we look at the tail end of the field here, let's take a look here. We're on Matt Watkins. Let's take a look at the pit situation here. And there we see the leaders coming down to take the pit, and you can see here very dramatic happenings here, actually. As they come down to the pit, you can see Matt Watkins actually gaining a little ground on Mark DeSenza. Matt pushing it to that 45-mile-an-hour limit. Maybe Mark going at 42 or 41, and Matt was able to gain just a little ground there. And as you see the cars going up on the jack, Mark with slightly faster jack time there. As you see, right side's complete, left side's going on both cars, as is with Robert Bokum right behind him, the top three there. And there we see Derby Don 2 cars back, the car in the middle, Sean Johnson. And Matt Watkins just clips him out with that number 1 pit stall. Nice work by Matt Watkins. But as we can see here, as we come back to the live action, as they go around under caution, the 53 of T.G. Reese is your new leader. He has not pitted yet. I would think you have to pit here. This will be your last pit stop. We'll see. TG's the last car in the lead lap. Actually, Guy Petra is the last car in the lead lap. Unfortunately for Guy, he's on the tail end of the lead lap ahead of the leaders. Remember, this is old NASCAR rules, not any modern version of the NASCAR rules. The old rules said that if you were a lap down, you start to the inside of the leaders on restarts. However, if you cross the start-finish line under caution and the leader picks up the and you cross with the leaders while you're not a lap down, these guys would now get the wave around, what they call it, which is allows these guys to go around the pace car and get back to the tail end of the lead of that lap. But you cannot pit. That's the real NASCAR. In ours, you start right there. So the starter of this green flag will be the 151 of Guy Petra, even though he's in 8th place. So a little odd. The 303 of Ken Ron. This is a great opportunity though for the 303 and the 83 to maybe sneak by Guy Petra and maybe get back on the lead lap with them, and then if another caution comes out, so we know cautions breed cautions, they could get a lap back, and maybe, you never know, man. More cars on the lead lap, anything can happen. But right now, the leader of the race is officially Matt Watkins, 6 of Mark DeSenza 2nd, 18 Robert Bokum 3rd, 52 of Rick Johnson 4th, and the 49 of Derby Don solidly in 5th. I think Derby Don's been in 4th or 5th all night long. Very impressive run by Derby Don so far. And the lights were out on the pace car, so we're going to get back to green flag racing very shortly. And we got the green. And they received the three non... Oh, and there's the contact, and Guy Petra hard into the wall. Let's see if the caution comes out. We stay green. We are staying green right now, and we probably will stay green because the rest of the field is cleared Guy. So bad break for Guy. He was probably driving the wheels off of that car trying to stay in front of Matt Watkins. But we see the 6 of Mark DeSenza has gotten around the 15 of Matt Watkins with some aggressive driving there, and we see the 83 of Steve Weber hung out on the outside, so he'll go back a lap down. He was briefly on the lead lap, but the 6 and the 15 are fast tonight, man. Woo! And there we see the 15 of Matt Watkins getting on the inside of Mark DeSenza. And as they cross the start-finish line, Matt will lead that lap and take the position. Back to first, Matt Watkins. Second, Mark DeSenza. Third, Robert Bokum. Fourth, there, Rick Johnson. Fifth, Derby Don. Those guys are separated by the 83 of Steve Weber. You can see he's keeping up a nice pace here, and in fact, he's right on the back bumper of Mark DeSenza. Tough position for Webb to be in, because you really don't want to try to make passes of the leaders, but at the same time you'd love to get that lap back. But it's a and then you got the guys behind you, so it's a really talk about being in a sandwich. He's in a 1, 2, 3, 4 sandwich, and he's like the 2.5 guy. So he's gonna have to keep looking out his windshield and looking in his mirror, as he looks low on Mark, but then drifts up high. That gives a cue to Robert Bokum to try to look low, and they close up on Webb, as does the 52 of Rick Johnson, who's right on the back bumper of Robert Bokum. And there we see the 99 of Pops Margison in between Rick and Derby Don, but Pops lap down. Or is he? We see the 99 is in 10th place, a lap down. So Pops will need a caution here and some fast driving. But now we see these guys are really dicing it up here as the 15 and the 6 continue to be the pace setters. Right now the 15 of Matt Watkins slightly ahead of the 6, and as soon as I finish that sentence, of course, Mark goes right around Matt and reassumes the lead. A great battle between these two. A lot of give and take, really, too. Not a lot of battling for position. You see when these guys get a run, they're kind of letting them go and continue to go on doing what they need to do. And now the 6 is trying to pull away as the laps are winding down here at Texas. We see we only have 17 laps to go. And Mark is has the lead. 15 of Matt Watkins second. Robert Bokum, Rick Johnson third and fourth. But everything is closed up with that caution. Everything was spread out after those third green flag stops. It was really spread out. Now everything's got condensed back again with that caution. And boy, I'll tell you what, Steve Weber doing a great job there as the third running car. He is a lap down. And there we see some smoke up ahead. We see a lot of smoke up ahead. And it looks like we're under caution. And we are. Why? Is the question. Why? Trying to look for some damaged vehicles. Don't see any damaged vehicles. But we'll see the leaders peel off in the pit lane. 6 and the 15. This is just like what we saw before. The 6 goes to the inside. The 15 stays to the outside. And as you can see them go down, you see that they're less than a car length apart. So again, Matt Watkins really pushing that limit on the pit lane speed. And they both get their right sides on. You see Mark smartly has the car pointed out, so you can just floor it right on out. But again, Matt Watkins with that first pit stall gets the advantage and retakes the lead under caution. So 15 and the 6 swap positions yet again. Rick Johnson continues to stay in fourth. Derby Don continues to stay in fifth. Those guys have been in those positions. I could have gave you the running order at lap 1 and then come back here at lap 119 and nothing would have changed. Just a whole lot of racing in between. And there we see Matt Watkins and the lap down cars now going into the pits. That will let Matt assume the lead again. as he crosses the line here. We'll see it update. So we have 8 cars on the lead lap, including some of your contenders for that final chase spot, namely 49, 303, 53. Now, remember, Ken Ron, I believe, was in 7th or 8th place. He looks very good here, running in the top 10. TG needs something better than where he is right now. I don't know if he has it in him. I don't know if he has the car. I remember he did brush the wall earlier in the race. Don't know if that's affected anything. But if TG wants to have any chance at making that chase, he's going to have to press the issue now with just 15 laps to go. And we see the lights are still on the pace car, so that means at least one more full lap before we go green. So we'll probably go green at lap 122. That leaves 13 laps to the checkers. Matt Watkins wants that checker. He wants to get that 6th win out of 14 races, folks. 6 wins for Matt Watkins if he wins this race. That's impressive with this competition. Very impressive. Again, the 6, the 18, the 52, 49, they'd all love to get this win here and get those bonus points and solidify their chase hopes. Especially, of course, as we talked about almost all race. 49 in 10th place really just needs to manage a quality finish. And through 90% of this race, he has done exactly that. So just a great, intelligent drive by Derby Don tonight, doing what he needs to do to stay in that last 6-race chase for the trophy. And we see now the lights are off on the pace car. And again, we have a couple lap down cars here. We're not inside 10 laps. We do have what we call a 10-lap rule, as did NASCAR back then, where if you were inside of 10 laps to go, the cars a lap down are not allowed to come up to the front and get to that inside lane. They have to start behind all the lead lap cars. But we're still 13 laps away. So that does not come into play at the moment. There we see the pace car making that hard left turn on the pit lane. And Matt Watkins will again lead him down for this last 13 laps. And we got green, and away we go. And lap down cars trying desperately to keep up, to try to get that lap back immediately. And doesn't look like anything doing this time, as the 15 and the 6 have pulled away from any of those lap down cars. And as has the 3rd and 4th place cars of Robert Bokum and Rick Johnson. So all 4 of those guys were able to clear the lap traffic. And it's clean racing now for these guys. And we'll see what Mark DeCenza has for Matt Watkins. Now this becomes a sprint race. No tire saving now. These guys just got fresh tires. You can definitely run these tires hard for at least 10 laps. Hard. With 13 laps, it's all out now. And if Mark has something for him, we'll see very shortly, as the top 4 now, nose to tail. 15, 6, 18, and 52. Rick Johnson making a final last bid here. Let's see what happens. If these leaders get the race in the 3rd and 4th place cars, we'll take advantage of that situation. Close right in on them. We'll see if Mark makes that move. He's got a teammate with Robert Bokum right behind him. Or right in front, right behind him, excuse me. So Mark and Robert, teammates, I'm sure talking some strategy as Mark closes right up on the rear deck lid of Matt Watkins. And Matt protecting that inside line, as you should here in Texas. And fends off Mark for the time being. Mark really raced right up onto the back bumper. I mean, he was inches from it. And Didn't phase Matt at all. He did what he had to do. Kept him in his rearview mirror, and we keep going. And Matt doing a great job as usual. He knows how to protect the lead. He knows how to get to a lead. And these other three guys here, Mark, Robert, and Rick, are going to have to put their thinking caps on here with just a few laps remaining now. As we see, we're on lap 126 of 134, 7 laps remaining, 8 laps remaining. And again, Mark has made another run at Matt. And looking high, Matt shuts the door high and then dives down, right down to the white line there. Nice car control there by Matt Watkins. Diving that car down into the turn. That's an ideal line where you turn in and get the car right to the bottom, about at the apex. And then powering off these turns to get that nearly 200 miles an hour as they enter turn 1 and turns 3 respectively. And we can see those top 4 are still hanging tight. Robert Bokum watching his teammate Mark DeSenza battle the great Matt Watkins. And will they stay in line is the question. And as I say that, Rick took a little peek to the inside. Robert said nothing doing with that, Rick. You may have 4 Pro Cup titles, but I need to do what I need to do. And again, Mark looks low on Matt, and nothing doing. Matt Watkins is unfazed by these kind of things, I believe. Does he need to look back? Maybe. Does he... is he concerned about that? Probably not. He's running his lap times, his race. He has to run his line. Number one, he has to run his line to be the fastest car. If he's the fastest car, then he doesn't have. Then everything else takes care of itself. If you're not the fastest car, that's when the mirror driving comes into play. We see Mark there getting just a tick loose, and you can see what that did. It caused Robert Bokum to close right in on his back bumper, and Matt Watkins to pull away by about 2 car lengths. Just a little wiggle, and that's what happens here at Texas with these high speeds. As Matt completes another lap as the leader. We're going to take another look here at how many laps we have remaining. We see we have 4 laps to go. And looks like it's going to be a 4-car battle. The 5 of Sean Johnson, 2 seconds behind the leader. So I would say it's going to be decided by one of these top 4 cars, 15, 6, 18, or 52. Roll the dice and see what comes up. And right now it's coming up 15. As Rick has kind of fallen off the blistering pace set by the top 3 here. And again, now it's a 2 against 1 kind of situation where teammates Mark and Robert scheming right now, talking to each other. What do we got to do to get around this guy, man? Can we get a run on the outside? Can you push me at all? Can you draft up on him and get him loose or into the turn, get him a little arrow loose? All these things are possibilities. Robert Bokum, one of the best quarterbacks in FSB, and he's going to be making the right calls here. And if there's a way he can get that 6 into victory lane, he'll do it. That's the kind of guy he is. He doesn't need to win. Of course, he does need to win, but in his mind, he doesn't need to do anything crazy with his teammate to get that win. And Robert has the kind of personality that is just as happy when a teammate wins as when he wins himself. So this is a clear chance here for the Bokum Motorsports boys to shine again. But let's see if Matt has anything to say in it, and I think he will, as he continues to cover both of them. And there they go high. But Mark really got out of shape there, and that allows his teammate to get to the inside of Robert. I don't know what happened to Robert there. Looks like that was the final lap of the race. That's what happened. I got so caught up in watching those two, I didn't even know that was the final lap of the race. And the 15 of Matt Watkins takes his 6th win of the season. Really a dominating season so far from Matt Watkins. And he will go into the chase with 18, count them, 18 14 bonus points. I don't know if our FSB calculator can go that high in bonus points, but great job, Matt Watkins, on the win, on the chase, and we'll see that Derby Don finished in 6th, and everyone that was chasing him finished behind him. So that means Derby Don is in. We'll have to get updated standings possibly. And there we see our winner, Matt Watkins, in the Plants vs. Zombies 2 Toyota. He's putting that Camry in victory lane a lot. He's dominating our nationwide series, which is the race before this race on Wednesday nights. And he's dominating the Pro Cup as well. So Matt Watkins, the master of Wednesday nights right now. Great job, Matt. And also a great job by all the lead lap cars. It's not easy to stay on the lead lap with that long 3 stop green flag that we had. It really weeded out a lot of cars that maybe weren't as kind to their tires, and we see only 8 cars finished on the lead lap. TG and Ken Ron did what they had to do. Unfortunately for TG, Derby Don finished 2 places ahead of him, and that's a loss of 2 points for TG. So TG unfortunately will not be making the chase. But a great season so far for TG. He's raced clean. He's won a race. It was an exciting win for TG, and I'm sure he'll be a force to reckon with as we get in the next season. But great runs by all the lead lap cars. 5 of Sean Johnson did a great job. He fell back a little there in the middle of the race. Came back with a solid top 5 and clipping Derby Don there at the line by 0.05 of a second. And edging out that 5th position. And as I said, Rick Johnson, I think, was in 4th place the entire race. He jumped up to 3rd for a bit, then back down to 4th, and I think he remained there and just finished just a little over a second and a half outside of the win. So great run by Rick Johnson as well, which is the run he needed to have. Gives you a little confidence, saying, yeah, that was a good, clean race. I ran the right race there, and ready for the chase. All these guys at the top are in. Matt Watkins, Mark DeCenzo, Robert Bokum, Rick Johnson, Derby Don, Ken Ron. Of course, Ken taking a trip to China for his work. I don't know if that's business or pleasure there, Ken, but good luck to you there. Have a safe journey over to the Far East and back, and we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks there, Ken, doing what he's got to do, taking care of some business. And there we see the final run in order. Matt Watkins, Mark DeCenzo, Robert Bokum, Rick Johnson, and the Johnson & Johnson crew of Rick and Sean, no relation, 4th and 5th, and Derby Don 6th. And as I said, rounding out the lead lap cars, Ken Ron and TG Reese. Remember, Ken was one of those guys that pitted early every green flag stop, and kind of thought that wasn't going to work out for him. But I'll say this, if I finish 7th place in a Pro Cup race, me personally, I'd feel it's a win. For Ken, I'm sure he doesn't feel that it's a win, but he should be proud of his driving there. That was a good run by Ken, who really put himself kind of in a disadvantage with those early stops. But he managed to bring it home in 7th place on the lead lap, and great run by Ken. So, if we go back here to our standings, just give me a second here, folks. It'll be a little ugly right now as I scroll over to where the standings are. Usually, Matt, who is also the admin for this Pro Cup series, Matt Watkins, he does a pretty good job of updating these standings as quickly as he can. There is an import that you do and post it up, and automatically tallies everyone up and all that good stuff. There you see our piece of our FSB Racing homepage. You can see all the series: late model short track, Sportsman Cup, Rookie Cup, Super Speedway. You got it all here. Chicken Run, it's the late night West Coast run. That's 11 o'clock Eastern time. And there we see the Nationwide and Pro Cup. Again, as I said, Matt Watkins dominating the Pro Cup there and Nationwide. 100-point lead in the Nationwide series. And he's going to enjoy a nice, healthy lead to start the chase here, too. So as we wait for the points to get updated, there's a look at your final top 10. In fact, now that we're looking at the standings, folks, let's take a quick look at the standings before this race. This is not including this just concluded Texas race, but we see Guy had let's say a 10-point lead on Troy Knoll. Now, if we look at the standings, we see that Guy finished 15th. I don't know. Unfortunately, I cannot see now where T-Roy finished, but there possibly could be a change there, folks, with Guy Petra's unfortunate 15th place finish. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But we're going to find out in a second. As soon as I know that these points are updated, I will bring them to you before we go off the air, just so we know who's in, who's out. But again, a great run for Matt Watkins. Great run for most of the chasers. They finished exactly where they needed to. Really, it was for most of the top 5 in points. It was really just a bonus race. If you win, you get the bonus points. If you don't, no big deal. You just be where you are still. So really, nothing to lose from those guys' perspective. Only things to gain. However, for Matt Watkins, though, a little different situation, because Matt had, with those 5 wins, now with 6 wins, that, like I said, I think Robert Bokum is our next guy in line in wins with just 2. So if you give Robert Bokum 6 bonus points for those 2 wins, and you give 18 bonus points for Matt Watkins 6 wins, you see there that there's a 18-6 gap, 12 big points. And let me tell you, 12 points to make up against Matt Watkins, not going to be an easy task for any of them. Even one of the greatest FSB drivers, Robert Bokum. He's really going to have to put the hammer down. He's going to have to maximize every single finish if he wants to have any realistic shot of catching that 12-point gap. And we're still, Matt. Come on, Matt. Waiting for the points to update here. Maybe Matt's getting all his congratulations and congratulatory talk from the rest of the guys there. And didn't want to do that. There we go. And we see Matt is still in his team channel, probably getting congratulations from his Monsoon Motorsports teammates, of which Webb and Guy Petra are part of. And I really want to show these standings and see if Guy was able to hang on to that spot. It's kind of dramatic now, because I don't know where T-Roy finished. We know he didn't finish in the top 10, but he could have finished 11. That's probably not enough points. But we shall see. while we're waiting, talk about some of our other series here at FSB. We do have. Let me just get this window nice and clean for you here, so you can see everything nice. There you see our other series that we have going on. We have the late model short track series Sunday nights, and there you see Robert Bokum is your leader. Sam Young is the admin for that series, and Sam came up with a very unique approach to the short track this season. Basically, the pros, the sportsmen, and the rookies are all running their own races inside the race. So there'll be a separate pro winner, a separate sportsman winner, and a separate rookie winner. And if you happen to win the race, you start last or shotgun on the field the next race. So you got to work your way through the whole field if you want to do a back-to-backer, which not easy to do, but it has been done. So it's a very entertaining series. Of course, it's short track, so sometimes tempers do heat up a little, but that's the nature of short track racing, folks. I mean, there's going to be some bumping and grinding, and not the good kind. The kind that leads to hurt feelings and wrecked cars and hot tempers. But again, sportsmanship league, everyone does a very good job of tempering their anger. And it may seem silly, but you can't get angry. You can't get mad. Just like if it was not real, I won't use the real word, but you know, a lot of these guys are serious, and this is an important thing for them. It's fun. It's camaraderie with the rest of the guys on the channels or your team, but it's also you want to win. I mean, if once you get to know these guys, one thing you find out about almost all of them is they want to win every single time they're out on the track. And you got to have that mindset. And when you feel like you have a car that can win, and you suffer some misfortune, a guy spins you out, or someone wrecks in front of you and you get caught up in it, or you make a mistake on pit lane, I mean, that does tend to stick with you sometimes. And so the short track series is very entertaining. Great job by Sam as well, running that series. They received a Sportsman and Rookie Cup series. As you can see, the points have reset in those two series. That's our Monday night series. And we can see Mark DeCenzo just had a great run in the pro race, finishing second. He's your leader going into the chase. Tied with Robert Bokum, so Robert and Mark, they're like stuck to the hip here, and they'll start the Sportsman Cup Series chase in first place. Troy and Derby Don there, just 3 points behind, and on. We can see the rest of the guys there 6 points behind, 5th through 10th. So only 6 points separating the top 10 in Sportsman Cup. In Rookie Cup, we see Pat Richey there and myself. Are tied atop the standings there with 2009. That's a 3-point lead over Allen, and 6 points over Tom and Ed, and 9 over the rest of the field there. And then as we get to our Tuesday night there, we see the Chicken Run and Super Speedway Series. Super Speedway Series is fun. It's just straight fun. I mean, every single track Super Speedway. Doug is running an awesome. He's the admin for that series. He runs it just an awesome series. Really fun. Very competitive. Anyone, literally, it sounds like a cliche, but literally anyone can win a Super Speedway race anytime. Hell, I won one, which shows that anyone can win one. But Doug, Sean, and Robert, they're strong. Top three have fallen down to 5th here, 30 points out. And unfortunately, with Ken's trip to China, he'll be dropping down the standings. So I will pick up one position there for sure. But hopefully I don't lose any to the guys chasing me down. And let me tell you, Mark, Dave, Guy, fellow rookie there, Greg Bubba Razor, and Dean Cotreau. those guys are gonna they're not gonna let up at all. So to win that, or to keep that position for me personally, would be a big win for me. And we're still waiting to see those points updates. So I don't know. Maybe there's an issue with the racing points manager, or Matt's just soaking in this win a little too long. Matt, I mean, come on. It's not like you haven't won 500 other races here. But we still haven't seen those points update. And running out of time here. I don't want to keep boring people with my rambling on and on. So, we'll give it one last go here. And if it's not updated, we're going to wrap it up and say that Matt Watkins, Rick Johnson, Mark DeCenza, Robert Bochum, Ryan Tracy, Troy Higgins, Steve Weber, all 7 of those comfortably in, as is Ken Ron, who, again, like I said, brought it home in 7th. So he finished basically ahead of anyone that was chasing him except Derby Don. But Derby Don's already in, so he can't lose a spot to him. So I think everyone's safe. And I think Guy, even with his 15th place finish, I'm thinking if Troy finished 11th, which would be the best spot he could have finished, that's only a 4-point gain, and that is not enough. So I believe, unfortunately, it looks like Ken, who will be leaving, will be making the chase. And unfortunately, probably not going to finish any better than 10th, unfortunately for Ken. But the rest of the guys, it's wide open again. And again, with Matt Watkins with that big point lead, these guys are especially... the guys without a win is 18 points down. I mean, right now you're in the chase. You're 18 points behind, and you basically only get a point per position. So you figure you're 18 positions behind Matt Watkins. How are you going to get Matt Watkins to finish 18 positions behind you is the question. If you know that answer, email me at fsbracing.com and give me some pointers on how... a guy like me could gain 18 points on Matt Watkins. I think it would be a very simple answer. You don't. But the only thing I can say for the rest of these guys chasing Matt Watkins is, hey, wrecks happen. Mechanical failures are part of this game as well. You can blow an engine on lap 1 or lap 150. So there are some random events in the game that are out of your control that do happen. Could Matt blow up next week and finish last and lose all that 18 points? Absolutely. Is it likely? I would say not likely. And unfortunately, these points are still not updated, Matt. So we're going to sign off, folks. I'm pretty certain that the top 10 remained intact. And we look forward to talking to you on Friday night for the Aero 88 series. We will be racing in Charlotte Motor Speedway, Charlotte 2011. The not the default track, the Charlotte 2011. Little better grip there on that track. A little friendlier than the original Charlotte track. Very similar to the track layout that we saw tonight at Texas. So we look forward to the Charlotte race here on Friday. And I will be joined again by my missing comrade, Milt Mintner. Milt taking care of some business just like Ken is, except Milt just had to go a little up the state a little there, and working hard, Milt. Great job. Shout out to Milty. Making that pay, man. That's what it's all about, taking care of the family, Milt. So proud of you there, and look forward to seeing you back on Friday, and look forward to everyone joining us on Friday for a great Aero 88 race. So thank you for watching tonight. FSBRacing.com. Go to the website, check it out. If you're a racer and you want some NR 2003 action, come on in, sign up, get out on the track with these guys. You see how good they are. I mean, if you're that good, get on in. That's what I did, and I'm not that good. So appreciate everyone watching, and look forward to our Friday broadcast.